I mean, it's a tough one. You talk to people who see a lot of pitches, and you talk to a lot of early stage investors, and they say, you know, the one slide that they never want to see on a pitch deck is, the market internationally is worth $50 billion, and we expect to get 2%. Therefore, this is what our company is worth. Because it's built on so many expectations and hypotheticals and things that are probably unproven, that it doesn't really have much grounding in what the actual value is. It's hard for lawyers to advise on what a value should be. I mean, typically we see for idea stage or prototype stage businesses, valuations that sit sort of between $1 and $3 million, depending on who's involved in the business and how advanced they might be in that kind of prototyping MVP, MVB stage. But it is a bit of hypotheticals. It's a bit of magic. You extrapolate the numbers on a graph as much as you possibly can. But ultimately the investors decide what they think the company is valued at, because that's what they're willing to invest at what level. And I think if, I've seen idea stage founders come out with a valuation of $12 million on a business that's not yet tested. And I think that put them in a really awkward position with the investors, because they said, how do we take a business seriously that believes that, their pre-revenue, pre-product business is worth, $12 million. So it's tough. You've got to be realistic. But there is a lot of pressure on founders, and, it's understandable where you really truly don't know how to come up with a valuation. So I guess the best next step is to talk to an accountant, talk to someone in the industry or potential, channel partners, and find out what other businesses of the same style might be worth, and hopefully hedge your bets and come up with something that's a happy medium. Yeah, absolutely. I think, the more advanced you are in the go-to-market kind of stages of the business, the easier it is to justify a high valuation. If you've already got a pilot program with for example, if you're in telehealth or a medtech product and you're already piloting a hospital, then it gives you some extra validation to be able to say, well, if this pilot goes well, we've got a guarantee letter of offer to sign a contract to put it into a paid program or whatever it might be. Those are the things that you use to evidence the justification of your value. So, founders should be urged to go out and do as many customer interviews as possible outside of your field of influence. So not family, not friends, but true strangers, potential customers. Those are the things that investors want to see, where you can come back and go, I have proof of concept, I have market validation, I have paying customers potentially, or I have pilot customers. And these are all things to show that not only are you an active and well-organized founder, but also that you are going into a market where someone is likely to give you their money for your product. Because ultimately that's what an investor wants to see, is that they will put money in and that will suddenly turn you into a revenue generating business. To be honest, pre-money is simply what your value is prior to the investment hitting your bank account. So really most investors are going to want to know what that pre-money valuation is, because the post-money is just the pre-money valuation plus the amount of money that was invested into the company at that round. So the post-money really is only determined by the number of dollars that hit your account when you close that investment round. So yeah, I would say the focus should be on the pre-money valuation, because that's what the investors are coming in at. That will determine what the share price is, and it will determine what percentage of equity they have when you close the round, which ultimately is their main goal, is to know what percentage of the company do I own, and therefore how much influence do I have.